Welcome to the ballroom. So this is a project where, so often in many projects that we get, I have clients that come to me and they go, I don't know what I'm going to do with this room. And my answer typically is, I'm going to make it your favorite room in the house. And that happened in this particular case. There's a beautiful house that my client purchased, and they were just pleased with every element of it. But it had this formal ballroom. I mean, a big old formal ballroom, huge. And there was just nobody could figure out what to do. Many people had thought about dividing it into bedrooms and doing all this stuff, but I had a vision for the room the minute I saw it. It had this sort of French underpinning with French doors and these columns and this dome ceiling, but it was pretty. Other than that, it was kind of plain. And so my thought was, this needs to be the ultimate game room. And I did that because the ultimate game room's got to have a TV. And I did not want this to look like a sports bar. So I had the challenge of coming up with a solution to making it a game room, make it a place where everybody in the family would come to watch sports and movies, and have it be sort of the cinema room, and then it was going to be the place for sports and the place for holidays, and that it had to incorporate food and game and fun. And so all of that had to happen in this one room. And we started with a 19-foot television. And to have a television that big in this formal room, I wanted it to disappear. I didn't want it to be anything that anyone would walk in and see a bunch of TVs. So this 19-foot television actually has the room projected in it. So the room with the French doors are there. And as I developed and worked with the technology that's available today, the French doors that are there match the French doors that are on the wall to your left. And it matches the weather. It changes. If it's raining outside the French door, it's raining on the television screen with the French doors. So all of these things happen. We can change it. We have full opportunity we put a fireplace there in the winter. There's the fireplace. We can have the biggest football game you ever saw, or we can watch 4 football games at once. And then the room needed to be comfortable. So in front of the big TV, we have these big comfortable sofas, and then 4 big generous chairs with ottomans. And then we step into another setup that turns toward the pool table, and you've got a pool table, and then you've got a little intimate area where you don't feel like you're in this huge space, this little intimate area where you have a chess set, and then you have a gorgeous big poker table to have great poker games, or do mahjong, or bridge, all these things that can happen there. And then you have this magnificent bar, just a bar with the details of this brass facade that I saw one like that in France, and thought this would be a great addition to this, and the beautiful marble and the great backlit bar that holds all the liquor and the glasses, and that part. And then the whole room is wrapped in a magnificent scenery. And I looked at some different wall coverings to do that, but because of the scale of this room, it needed to be custom. The trees needed to be a certain height. The scenes needed to expand and continue and not be repetitive. And so we brought in the incredibly talented Segredo, and they painted this beautiful scene around the entire room, and then did the sky, and they did a magnificent job. They were in there on scaffoldings, laying on their back like Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, and they were working on this, and it turned out beautiful. And when the client walked in, she applauded, because it really was the destination room of the house.